Hey guys, welcome back to Flooded Acres Homestead. I know it's been a while since I've put out a video. I've had lots and lots of issues here. Here on the homestead, we've had a lot of trials, and we're currently still going through some. We've had everything from septic going out, hence the reason why this beard is gone. We've had our bridges that went out. It's actually went out twice now this year. I was able to repair it once, but before I was able to concrete it in, the water went ahead and took it away again. So I'm going to kind of share some of that stuff with you today. So I'm going to give you an update on the homestead. So today is the 21st of May, and this is what our driveway and our area looks like. We've had absolute crazy amounts of rainfall, and this is what's happened. Fortunately, this last go I got pretty smart about it and tied in some cable to our culverts. You can see the culverts are clogged up. We went through, we've cleaned up and down through there. Obviously we can clean all the way through our property, and then anything past us, that all that debris comes down through here, which is part of an issue. As you can see, some of the lots of debris gets caught up in the culverts, and which the initial impact of this water coming down through here, it is far greater than what it is now. This is after it's been rolling for a little while. So the initial impact, whenever it starts rising, I've seen it as far as these tree limbs, pulling these tree limbs down. Goes all the way up over through there. It floods into our sheep pen, which we've let all the sheep out at this current time, let them go up higher to higher ground, and it floods into our yard. Just everything. I mean, it wipes out everything for us. And unfortunately, this was my way in and out to getting in and out of our drive. And now if we have any medical emergencies or need to go to town or whatever, it's a long walk, or if I'm lucky enough, I can Mario it across all five of the culverts. I can just go ahead and Mario jump across, but that works great for me. However, that does not work great for a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a wife. And ultimately, that's where it goes back to me walking about a quarter of a mile out just to get out of our place, to get a vehicle so that they can get to a vehicle so that I can get it a little bit closer to them, to get them out. Just this last time that we had the flood, which was about less than a month ago, our littlest one, he was running a very high temp. We went into Cox Hospital. I think it was like 3 times. All 3 times they had told us that he was a-okay, and that it was just due to the allergens and stuff that was in the air, and that he just had a little bit of congestion, but it was next to nothing. Well, finally what broke it was running, his temp was running near 108.8, which is very, very, very harmful. Went back to the ER, and they was going to send us out. Well, actually it was urgent care this time, because the ER had already sent us out multiple times. And so after going to the urgent care and demanding chest x-rays, we find out that my youngest son has lower left lobe pneumonia. So we've been dealing with that. Fortunately, he's doing a lot better and doing good, starting to. But the problem is when you have to cross this or walk a quarter of a mile out to get a sick child to the hospital, it kind of becomes a problem. So anyways, as far as the animals go, I will cut to the next deal and we'll get you so you guys can see what's going on there. So here's our yard after a few days. It's kind of gone down. Of course the ducks are loving it. This whole area was completely full of water last couple days, and like I say, the ducks are loving it. It's going good. There's one of our little sheep, a few other ducks, and the dog Red coming up. Chickens, they're not too excited about it. Fortunately, we got all of our bigger chickens, but unfortunately a lot of the smaller chickens that we had in a coop that we was pasture raising, I went out at 11 o'clock at night, and because it was pouring down rain, and I thought, oh no, we're gonna start flooding. Let me see if I can get to them, because I was going to start moving them out. But unfortunately, by the time I got to their coop, they had already went completely under. Had about 2 to 3 inches of water in their coop, and had drowned out. Unfortunately, I hate that. Absolutely hate it. So yes, it's a setback. It's a trial. We hate the flooding here. Wasn't told that the flooding was here when we first bought the place 10 years ago. However, it is, so it's something that we have to deal with, because it's, you know, there's really just no way out of it. I couldn't even consider selling the place with the knowledge that I have of the flooding and stuff that happens here. I couldn't even consider selling it to somebody else with a clear conscience. No, this is pretty trashy, because all the flood water and everything that's been brought up, of course there's kids' toys in there, but there's also a lot of stuff that's been taken away from our chicken coop. We had, you know, waterers and stuff like that had been set around in various places for our chickens to free range, and of course all that's gone. Our garden, it's kind of growing up, because really we just haven't had much time to deal with it, with everything else happening. However, we do have quite a bit of corn. We've got some lettuce and few tomato plants in there. It's kind of hard to see, and getting over there with all the little bits of water in here, it's kind of a pain. Other than that, the rest of my sheep are actually up on high ground, trying to get away from all the water and the flooding. And so here I am again, next to our typically dry creek, and you can see it's moving pretty quickly, but pretty swiftly. Lots and lots and lots of water. Just kind of how it's been here. Also, we guys, I appreciate you watching our videos, and we definitely appreciate all the support there on YouTube and everything. If you guys would like to help for this, we're gonna have 2 different deals for GoFundMe. One's gonna be for the driveway. The other one's gonna be for help with the animals and stuff like that. If you guys don't mind helping, we greatly appreciate it. You could definitely help us out by going to our Facebook page on Flooded Acres Homestead, and through there should be a link to our eBay store. We have been trying to sell custom vinyl through J&R Custom Vinyl. It's one way that we get some income here on the homestead, and be greatly appreciated. So any kind of help would be greatly appreciated. Guys, thanks again for watching the videos. Hopefully it won't be too much longer before I get to putting another video out. Any suggestions on the driveway, or you know, anything is welcome. So if somebody's got opinions or a suggestion that could come in handy for helping us get this driveway situation fixed, we are open to all suggestions, to hear them and see what somebody else has to think. Maybe somebody else has dealt with this kind of a mess, and we'd just be happy to hear from you guys. It's been a while since I've put out a video, so needed to kind of stay in touch. So there was one thing I wanted to show. The girls are just not wanting to come up at this point in time, so maybe I can get that in there at a later video. Earlier we had called them, and they want to stay on the back pasture, which I don't blame them, away from this the flooding. But amidst all the darkness and the nastiness that we've been having through the tornadoes and stuff that's been happening here in Missouri, and the flooding and all that, and then of course with our septic going out, which was a big expense, and then all the other minor little things that's happened, and big things, even things that are small, may seem very small, end up being pretty big. You know, something like the chickens and stuff, the ones that drown. That's absolutely horrible, and I wish I could have got out there beforehand. That just had no idea that the water had already came up that quick, and all that stuff. But amongst all that darkness, we did have a brand new surprise the other day. I'm hoping to get her in the next video. Absolutely wonderful little blessing to what she is, and we've named her Hope, and we're just so very thankful to have her. But one of our sheep had a little lamb, and that you know, something like that kind of brings your hopes up in this kind of thing. So anyways, guys, like I said, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I hope to get another one out here pretty quick. We will have out 2 different GoFundMes, one for our bridge, one for animals and some different things that had tore up here on the farm, or the homestead. I call it farm half the time, call it homestead half the time. It's more of a homestead, but I was raised on a farm. And anyways, we'll have both those links down below, and we sure do appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching.